Hello and welcome to another mini-sode of the Motherhood Podcast. This mini-sode was originally meant to be exclusively for the pelvic floor. However, after my conversation with Chris Jablonski, who is a psychotherapist, a couple weeks ago about managing anxiety during an epidemic, she talked about how diaphragmatic breathing is really good for anxiety. In this mini-sode, Dr. Betsey Caldwell returns to our show to guide us through what diaphragmatic breathing is. This entire episode is only 10 minutes, and we made it short so you can replay it if you want to practice along to help manage your anxiety, and at the same time, you'll be doing your pelvic floor some service as well. So Dr. Betsey Caldwell, thank you so much again for joining us today. And could you please walk us through diaphragmatic breathing?
Hey everyone, Dr. Betsey here, physical therapist. I am excited to take you through a diaphragmatic breathing exercise today. Think of this as a little break from whatever it is going on in your life today that is adding stress and not bringing value to your life. So with this coronavirus, with the uncertainty of this world, caring for our families, worrying about our loved ones, our extended family, our coworkers, our neighbors, there is so much stress right now. And I know some days we feel it much more than others. And I'm sure many of you have heard that focusing on breathing can actually help lower your stress levels. So I want to talk about why that is, why breathing can help decrease stress, and then how to know that you're doing it properly. And then we're going to go through an exercise together. So first, what is diaphragmatic breathing? Diaphragmatic breathing occurs when we are focusing on our breath work. We are focusing on drawing air into the deepest portion of our lungs, and this happens when we truly tap in to using our diaphragm muscle. So many times you might hear people say, okay, take a deep breath, and then what does everyone do? They breathe into their upper chest. They raise their shoulders to their ears. They expand their chest, and you see so much movement occurring in the upper chest and those shoulders. And in fact, when we do a proper diaphragmatic breath, we are hardly moving our bodies. You don't see our shoulders moving. You don't see our chest expanding so visibly. It's actually quieter than that. So maybe you've been trying to do diaphragmatic breathing and you're thinking, it hasn't been working for me. Maybe you've been doing it wrong this entire time. And so that is why I'm so excited. Emily wanted me to come on today to talk about this. So how do we do it right? First, I want you to find a comfortable place. Maybe you're driving in your car as you listen to this. Maybe you're sitting on the couch, or maybe you're laying in bed. Whatever you're doing, I want your setup to be correct. So if you're driving, I want you to make sure, of course, keep focusing on the road, but make sure that your shoulders are not moving during this exercise. My preferred method would be that you take a pillow, put it underneath your head and lay on the ground. Take a second pillow and put that pillow underneath your knees. This is going to set your spine up in a healthy, comfortable alignment, and it's going to support your shoulders. So when we get into the breathing exercise, you should notice that your shoulders are not rising up towards the ears and not pushing into that pillow. They should be nice and gentle, nice and relaxed, I should say. Okay. And if you're sitting, I want you to feel supported. I want your arms to be relaxed, your shoulders to be relaxed, and in a nice neutral spine. So not slouched over like slouched on the couch, and not hyperextended where your low back is arching forward. Okay, so when we get into this diaphragmatic breathing, we are actually helping release toxins. We are helping with blood flow. We are helping with lymphatic drainage. We are helping decrease inflammation. When we're not breathing correctly, when we are stressed, and mama, I am stressed too. I mean, this epidemic or pandemic it's a stressful time. We end up increasing inflammation in our body when we have increased cortisol levels, which is what happens when we're stressed. So let's take a moment to decrease the cortisol levels, decrease inflammation, and actually set our bodies up for a healthy immune system to fight any virus that we may come in contact with. So if you're in the right position, let's get started. I want you to put one hand onto your belly and one hand onto the side of your lower rib cage. When you inhale, imagine that your diaphragm, which sits below your rib cage, is pulling down towards your pelvic floor. So with the inhalation here, feel your belly gently rise up into your hand and feel your lower rib cage expand to the side, expand outward, almost like a bucket handle opening. And then exhale through the mouth. On that next inhale, breathe through the nose, feel your belly gently expand into your hand. It's not being pushed into your hand, okay? This isn't anything forced. And exhale again. On this next inhale, mama, I want you to focus on inhaling into your back. So trying to actually expand into your back body. Feel your back gently expand with that inhalation. And exhale, let it go. You're doing great. Are you feeling your lower ribs moving to the side? Are you feeling your belly gently expand outward as well as your back? What you are performing right now is a diaphragmatic breath. It should feel gentle. It shouldn't feel forced. You shouldn't feel your shoulders rising up towards your ears. And it should feel really healing. It should feel really good right now. I want you to keep with this breath work. Inhale, you should feel 360 degrees of expansion, belly, back, sides of your ribs. On the end of that inhalation, you should feel a little bit of your chest expanding because we do breathe into our upper chest, but we're getting that breath out of the upper chest and we're focusing on breathing into those lower lobes of our lungs, which allows that diaphragm to descend. Now that you've gotten the hang of this, I want to draw some awareness to our pelvic floor. When you inhale, that diaphragm contracts downward towards your pelvic floor. You should feel your pelvic floor gently open and release with each inhalation. And on the exhale, the pelvic floor just goes back to neutral. If you're sitting, can you feel with each inhalation, you should feel the pelvic floor, you should feel your perineum gently bulging towards the seat. If you're laying down, you should feel it gently bulging towards your ankles. And exhale, let it go. By focusing on the diaphragm and pelvic floor moving in this harmonious method of when they inhale, they both drop down. And on the exhale, they go back to neutral. Having that visualization is going to allow those muscles to tap into this breathing even more. So when can you do diaphragmatic breathing? You can do this at any point in the day when you start to notice that you are not handling your stress well, when you're starting to realize that your breath is in your upper chest, that your shoulders are getting tight. Maybe you feel some neck pain, or maybe you're starting to get a tension headache. Now is the time to take 2 minutes, get that breath back into your diaphragm, back into that deep, controlled, slow 360-degree movement of inhalations and gentle exhales, always breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as we're doing this, we are switching from that sympathetic nervous system being in overdrive, the fight or flight response, and we're tapping into our parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and digest. With each controlled diaphragmatic breath that you take, imagine you're inhaling peace and exhaling fear, stress, inflammation, whatever it is that's bothering you, you let that go. Inhale here, 360 degrees of expansion. Shoulders are relaxed, and gentle exhale. Let that air out. Awesome, mamas. I hope that you are starting to notice an overall sense of calm through your body. When you practice this diaphragmatic breathing, it's always good to set an intention when you start. And when you're done, go back to your day with that intention in mind. So whether it's, I want to be a strong leader for my family, I want to show my husband love, I want to show my children love, I want to exemplify Jesus' love for all of us, for everyone that I encounter, and just to be that rock for whoever I encounter throughout my day. Inhale and exhale. And one more inhale and exhale. Let it go. Let that stress go. Mama, you did it. That was 10 minutes of breathing. Whether you are sitting or laying down, slowly get back up and go out and have a good day, Mama. If you guys have any questions, if you felt anything strange in your body, you can comment on this podcast. You can leave me a message on my Instagram. My handle is Dr. Betsey PT. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about this breath work. But consider this your strongest tool for combating whatever stressors you are feeling in that moment. Have a great day.